couple of things we need to get straight. One, the HR-V is not powerful. You need to know that before you get into it, because frankly, it might be a little bit of a surprise otherwise. Thing is, you know, the 1.8 liter engine makes 141 horsepower, and that's enough, but only just. And number two, forget about the manual transmission. Yes, it's a Honda. Yes, they make some of the most entertaining manual transmissions on the market, but no, you don't want it. Honestly, the CVT does a much better job of extracting power from the little engine that this car has to work with. The steering feel is a little bit vague, and the suspension certainly isn't designed to take high-speed corners, but none of that matters at all because it has absolutely nothing to do with what this car's biggest strengths really are. Instead, it offers some of the most pragmatic pieces of automotive engineering in the industry. Regardless of which trim you take, the HR-V comes with the same innovative magic seats that the Fit gets. Basically, the second row seat cushions can flip up to accommodate taller cargo, while the seat backs can fold flat to create a large and very usable load floor. With the second row of seats fully in place, you have 24.3 cubic feet of cargo carrying capacity, which for reference is 30% more than the Chevrolet Trax. Once you do start folding the seats, that cargo capacity grows to a segment-busting 58.8 cubic feet that I can't imagine any of the HR-V's competitors topping anytime soon. Perhaps best of all, the second row seat is still large enough and spacious enough to accommodate a full-size adult, while somebody who's at least 6 feet tall is in the driver's seat. If you pay for the mid-grade EX trim, you get Honda's Lane Watch camera, and I've talked about that plenty of times before, but just to recap, it uses a camera on the right-hand side view mirror, and it gives you a wider angle view that's projected onto the touchscreen that is also packaged with the EX trim. Now, that's important for a couple of reasons. One, it gives you a wider angle view, so if you live in a city where cyclists are common, it makes spotting them before you make a turn much, much easier. But even if that's not an issue for you, it's still really useful, because if you have somebody riding shotgun, it means that even if they're sitting in an inconvenient location, you can still see to your right-hand side view mirror regardless of where they are. One of the other things that you get with the EX trim level is display audio. Again, that's something that's becoming common across most Honda vehicles, but it's pretty cool because what it allows you to do is power the navigation system in the car through your smartphone, so you don't actually have to pay for the EXL with navigation trim, which is the most expensive version of the HR-V. Now, that does require you to use a proprietary extra cost app on your cell phone that you have to buy from Honda, but it's still a lot less expensive than paying for the top tier trim. On the other hand, if you do go for the EXL with navigation, you get niceties like leather trimmed seats and roof rails, not to mention built-in navigation. Now, it's also probably worth pointing out that this car, like I said earlier, is based on the same platform as the Fit, and among its peer group, the new 2015 Fit did especially well on the IIHS small overlap crash test that most of its peers failed, so it's probably a safe bet that this vehicle will return similarly favorable results. The Honda HR-V is kind of like buying term life insurance in your 20s. Let me explain. Now, it's not the most stylish thing you could do with your cash, but hey, it's got some very affordable premiums, and it's likely to be beneficial to you in the long run. If you're in the market for an affordable crossover, this is one vehicle that you simply can't afford to ignore.
Your impressions? Holy shit.